lightweight division. 2 former amateur stars, turning professional tonight. In the blue corner from Wodonga, in the Victorian, New South Wales border. In yellow boxing, 25 fights, 15 wins. Coach Merv Laycock, ring in black trunks, 63.20 kilograms. From the Sweat and Tears Gymnasium, would you welcome Corey, the Punisher, Pyle. And what's the red colour from Sydney here, by the way? In yellow boxing, he had 26 fights, 20 wins. Management team headed by John Locko and Iron Mike Smart. Training at the gymnasium now in Melbourne. Top-ranked boxing with Christian Enor, Sam Sullivan, Steve Kerr, and Inflictor Pain at 63.50 kilograms. Mr. Cool, Adam Kaoullas. Here's Eleanor with reference instructions.
Okay, boys, we went over the rules in the dressing room, all right? I want a clean fight with no holding and hitting. No hitting behind the heads, no kidney shots, and keep the blows up, all right? Importantly, obey what I say at all times. Adam, obey what I say at all times. Corey, obey what I say at all times, all right? Touch guys now, back to your corners. Good luck.
I'll see you, the official photographer.
So this is Adam Kaoullas against Corey Pyle. It is Kaoullas in the white and Pyle in the black. Two fellas on debut here tonight, and both look in outstanding physical condition. They both weighed in pretty similar weight, 63.5 for Kaoullas, 63.1 for Pyle. And as they get started, Jade Mitchell, you know a little bit about Kaoullas.
Yeah, I train with Kaoullas down there with Christian Enor, Michael Zarafa, and the King, Sam Solomon, down in Melbourne. Yeah, Adam's impressive, mate. His work ethic is second to none. As you can tell, just looking at the guy's body, he's in extremely good condition. So is his opponent. So both boys have done the work. I shouldn't imagine they're going to run out of puff in the 4 rounds.
No, so we're due for 4 3-minute rounds here, and it is Kaoullas in the white. He certainly has a size advantage, and he's bouncing around and looking to make use of that early in this first round of the fight. Pyle, he's come from Wodonga and looks in really good condition himself. He's probably just a bit slower to get started, but just flicks one over the top there to try and get Kaoullas away from him in the early stages of this fight. What are the strengths that you're expecting to see in this debut from Kaoullas?
Well, obviously, what stands out straight away is the size advantage. He's a very big junior welterweight. Outside of that, I think there's a lot of nervous energy for both boys right now. So I don't think there's too much. It doesn't tell much of a story at the moment, Ben. But I would say just the size and strength of Adam is definitely in his favour.
You can tell that Pyle is just trying to get out of these exchanges at the moment. He'd like perhaps a slower start, but Kaoullas, he's raced out.
Yeah.
And wants to get going early and throws a few good ones on the inside there as Pyle tries to exchange, and Kaoullas just bends into a big overhand right and misses. Pyle looking to get back on his jab, and he throws a few there as Kaoullas backs off and bounces his way off the rope. So nice little chopping left hand there from Kaoullas.
Kaoullas actually is starting to show a bit more variation in his work. He's looking like he's getting a bit more comfortable in there now.
Kaoullas lunges in with his jab, and Pyle attempts to follow up with an uppercut there that misses.
Tell you what, I can feel the wind coming off of some of those swings, Ben. There's some bad intention there from both boys.
Good night of boxing here at the Melbourne Park Function Centre, and both of these gentlemen are making their debuts in front of a really big crowd here in Melbourne Park, and they're putting on a good show too so far. 10 seconds remaining in round number 1. A nice tight first round as they exchange a couple of big shots on the way out.
Nice left hook on the end of that exchange there.
Good first round there from Kaoullas and from Pyle. Their first professional boxing rounds, and they both have to be pretty happy with that. Nice big roar there from the crowd. They appreciated that first round between these two debutantes. And let's see how they settle in after the nerves hopefully have started to melt away after round number 1 of their professional debuts. It is Kaoullas in the white and Pyle in the black. And good shot there from Pyle. A nice left hand, and it looked to wobble Kaoullas, but he lunges forward and gets straight back into the action. Caught him by surprise, I think, that lunging, waving left hand of Pyle. Didn't do any damage, but it looked to for a moment.
Oh, nice right hand to come back there from Adam.
Bit of a feeling perhaps Pyle was hurt to the body there. Let's see if the hands start to come down, and maybe they are. Kaoullas throws something nice over the top. Pyle works back into it. This is a really good fight. This is round number 2. Both of these gentlemen making their professional boxing debuts. And that is Pyle that sticks out the right hand. As Kaoullas bounces again and uses that left hook as he comes in. Fires off a right hand that misses.
Kaoullas has been caught with that left hook a few times now. Yeah, I'd like to see him get that right hand up nice and high when he's pulling out. He's sort of leaving it down a little bit low.
Does seem to be, yeah, the right hand of Kaoullas, as you're watching, does certainly come from the belt line rather than from up near his chin. And there might be a couple of opportunities there for Pyle to continue to exploit. But there's plenty coming back at him, Pyle. He's not having it his own way. Kaoullas throwing a lot of punches and throwing them from various angles as well. What do you want to see him doing, Kaoullas, at this stage of the fight? Obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more defensive mind with that right hand, but in an attacking sense, what do you think he should be concentrating on?
Oh, look, definitely defensive. He's got to keep that right hand up a little bit higher. But I'd like to see him use his reach a little bit more. Just he's got that little bit more range. Just not get ahead of himself, and he's sort of crowding his work a little bit. If he just gave himself that little bit more room, his punches would be far more effective. But easier said than done. In these fights, your first fight as a professional, you've got so much nervous energy. And 4 3-minute rounds, mate. It's the quick and the dead. So you've got to get in there and get the job done. You don't have much time to work.
We're near the end of round number 2. It's been another really close, hard-fought round. And a good shot there from Kaoullas at the end of it. Who knows if that may have swayed the judges' decisions.
Very close round, Ben. Very close round.
Bit of excitement there in the corner of Kaoullas, particularly from Sam Solomon. He gave him a big pat on the back and sent him on his way. I think Sam was asking to bring out a bit more of that has been on display in the gym in this third round, and perhaps that's the start of it.
See, he just needs to have his range. He needs to keep that distance a little bit more, and his punch will be more effective. He's noticeably the larger man. He's just leaning in, and that's when he's getting caught too with that left hook. When he leans in, he pulls out.
The left hook was there again in that exchange. There's a nice right hand, though, as they exchange. Pyle wears it. He's okay. But it could be telling because those shots are starting to get through a little bit more from Kaoullas.
Yeah, we've got the right hand of Kaoullas and the left hook of Pyle. As I say that, Adam launches a left hook of his own there.
He's certainly controlling the pace, you'd have to say, Kaoullas. He's the one who has us going at this speed. I think that if he had his way, Pyle might be settling more into a standard boxing contest and working off his jab. But Kaoullas, he's bouncing, he's trying to keep this one firing along in the middle stages of this third round. And let's see if he can transfer that into some good punches and some good work, because he just fires one over the top again, as he's been tending to do. Maybe he wants to continue to build off the jab and look for those shots more sparingly. But as mentioned, this is the professional boxing debut of both of these gentlemen, and there's a nice right hand now.
Walks straight into that one.
Geez, he loaded up there. Kaoullas in the corner as well. The Pyle was out of the way.
I'd also like to see, Kaoullas, he doesn't have to put everything on every single shot. He's throwing himself off balance at times. You want to touch, and then set your bigger shots up. You create the openings as you work along. You punch your way in there. Whereas at times he's just loading up right off the bat and creating himself.
Interesting moment there where Pyle took a good shot from Kaoullas straight into the stomach and was not affected at all. He is in very good condition, and I think he just showed that he's not going to be too concerned by body shots at this stage of the fight, at least. So 10 seconds remaining in round number 3. 4 rounds are scheduled here, and it's been a really good fight so far from two boxers on debut, and they touch gloves at the end of it. The crowd's enjoying this one because these two guys, well, they don't seem like people who've never had a professional fight. Obviously, they did plenty as amateurs, about 25 or 26 fights each as amateurs. Been a really good fight this for two men on debut between Corey Pyle in the black trunks and Adam Kaoullas in the white. And Kaoullas fires out again.
Both boys have come out swinging from the fences.
Some really good action here at the start of round number 4 between Pyle and Kaoullas. And oh, there's a good shot. And the call from the Kaoullas corner is body head, body head. They've been saying it throughout. Well, he's looking for some big shots again. Throws a nice one on the inside after missing. A little uppercut did some damage, and then Pyle with another one of those big shots over the top. And he looks for it again with the right hand.
Nothing wrong with either boy's chin, Ben, that's for sure. Good set of whiskers on both lads.
And full respect to the camps of both of these fighters, because often there can be a temptation to look for an easy fight on debut, and even in the first few or perhaps 10 fights of someone's professional career, but certainly not here. They've gone into an evenly matched contest, and it's been very willing, and whoever wins it is certainly going to have earned it. And Kaoullas now steps forward as Pyle moves back towards a neutral corner.
Yeah, he's just continued to press up. Pyle's found the bigger, cleaner shots in this round, definitely, but
They'll both be looking for something decisive to take out this 4th round, because it's very much in the offing, this fight at the moment. And as they clinch, Kaoullas throws a couple with the right hand in tight. Pyle bends in again and throws that right over the top and slams into the body of Kaoullas.
this has been Pyle's best round of the fight so far. Oh, lovely right hand as I say that.
One of the better punches of the fight there from Kaoullas. Timed it nicely. Misses with a longer right hand there.
Nice body shot. We haven't seen much body work in this fight.
And they exchange again. Big shots. Both of them slid off, and there's a good body shot from Kaoullas as they get in tight. And now Pyle is hurt, but he's firing back, and there's a good body shot from Kaoullas. He throws a nice right hand as well as they exchange in the final seconds of this 4th and final round. And Kaoullas, he'll be looking for some distance to fire a final one off. That is a really good final round and a really good professional debut from two men who may have good futures in Australian boxing. That was Adam Kaoullas and Corey Pyle, Jack.
That was a lot of fun, that fight. That was excellent. And often is the case that these 4-round fights with 2 evenly matched guys on debut, you've got that nervous energy. Often it makes for the most exciting fight on the card, and that was exciting. That was good fun.
Judge Andrew Campbell, 39-37. Tony Moreno, 40-37. Chris Anderson Senior, 40-36. Unanimous points winner, red corner. Good debut, look towards the camera. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much.
Take the mic and thank you, man.
Well, thanks first of all, obviously my coaches, Sam Solomon, Christian Ednall, Steve Kerr. Thank you so much for helping me out. Of course, my manager John Loco, Professor Paul Taylor, for helping me out with my diet, and obviously all my friends and family. Thank you so much for coming down here. Love you all, and of course, I go past my lovely mother, best cook in the world. Thanks so much to you for being the best mother in the world. Really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight.